Hi, welcome to my channel. Now we uncover the untold story of the fall of Constantinople, 1453, the end of the Byzantine Empire. In the early morning of May 29th, 1453, a thunderous sound echoed across the mighty walls of Constantinople, the capital of the once great Byzantine Empire. Cannons roared, soldiers shouted, and centuries of history were about to meet their end. The fall of this magnificent city not only marked the death of an empire, but also the beginning of a new era, the rise of the Ottoman Empire and the end of the Middle Ages. The jewel of the East, Constantinople's glory. For more than 1,000 years, Constantinople stood as one of the richest, most powerful, and most beautiful cities in the world. Founded in 330 AD by Emperor Constantine the Great, it was originally known as Byzantium, then renamed Constantinople, meaning City of Constantine. The city sat in a strategic position between Europe and Asia, controlling trade routes that connected the Mediterranean Sea and the Black Sea. It was a crossroads of cultures, religions, and wealth. Massive walls surrounded the city, especially the Theodosian walls, built in the 5th century. They were considered impenetrable. For centuries, these walls saved Constantinople from Persians, Arabs, and Bulgars. The Byzantine people believed their city was protected by God himself. Inside the city stood the Hagia Sophia, a marvel of ancient engineering and the largest church in Christendom. Its golden dome seemed to float above the city, symbolizing the power and faith of the Byzantine world. The rise of the Ottoman threat. By the 15th century, however, the once mighty Byzantine Empire was but a shadow of its former self. It had lost most of its lands, reduced to little more than Constantinople and a few small territories. Meanwhile, a new power was rising from the east, the Ottoman Empire, under the rule of Sultan Mehmed II, a brilliant and ambitious young leader. The Ottomans aimed to make Constantinople their capital. Mehmed II, only 21 years old, was determined to achieve what no ruler before him had done, to conquer the greatest city in the world. The siege begins. In April 1453, Mehmed gathered an army of nearly 80,000 men, including elite janissaries, artillery engineers, and naval forces. In contrast, the Byzantine Emperor, Constantine XI, Palaiologos, had fewer than 8,000 soldiers, including foreign mercenaries and volunteers from Venice and Genoa. But the Byzantines still had faith in their walls and in divine protection. Mehmed II brought something new to warfare: massive cannons, designed by a Hungarian engineer named Orban. The largest cannon, known as the Basilica, could fire a stone ball weighing over 600 pounds, capable of breaking through even the strongest walls. The siege began on April 6, 1553. Day after day, the Ottoman cannons bombarded the Theodosian walls. The ground shook, and the air filled with smoke and dust. Yet the defenders repaired the breaches each night, holding on desperately. The heroic defense. Inside the city, Emperor Constantine XI showed extraordinary courage. He led his soldiers in battle, repaired walls with his own hands, and prayed daily for victory. Priests held continuous masses in the Hagia Sophia, asking God to save the city. Despite the fear, The citizens of Constantinople refused to surrender. They believed that angels would come to their aid, as ancient prophecies had promised. The Ottomans tried everything: direct assaults, naval attacks, even tunneling under the walls. But for weeks, the city stood firm. The narrow waters of the Golden Horn were protected by a massive iron chain, blocking Ottoman ships from entering. Mehmed then ordered a brilliant maneuver. His men dragged dozens of ships overland on greased logs to bypass the chain and surprise the defenders. When the Byzantines woke up and saw Ottoman ships inside the Golden Horn, their hope began to fade. The final assault, May 29th, 1453. After nearly 7 weeks of siege, Mehmed launched his final all-out attack before dawn on May 29. The sound of drums, horns, and chants echoed across the battlefield. 3 waves of Ottoman soldiers stormed the walls. The first 2 waves were repelled, but the third, led by the Janissaries, the elite Ottoman soldiers, broke through a small gate known as the Kirkoporta. The defenders were exhausted. Emperor Constantine XI fought bravely until the end, refusing to flee. He cast off his imperial robes and charged into battle, never to be seen again. By sunrise, the city had fallen. The aftermath, the end of an era. When Mehmed entered Constantinople, he ordered his troops to stop the looting and killing. He rode through the broken gates and made his way to the Hagia Sophia. There, he ordered it to be converted into a mosque, symbolizing the dawn of a new age. He then proclaimed himself the Caesar of Rome, claiming to be the rightful heir of the Roman emperors. Constantinople became the new capital of the Ottoman Empire, later renamed Istanbul. The fall of the Byzantine Empire marked the end of the Middle Ages and the beginning of the Renaissance in Europe. With the fall of Constantinople, many Greek scholars fled to Italy, bringing with them precious ancient texts. These works helped ignite the intellectual rebirth of Europe. Trade routes to Asia were also disrupted, leading European nations to search for new sea routes, ultimately resulting in the age of exploration and the discovery of the New World. The legacy of the fall. The fall of Constantinople was more than just the capture of a city. It was a turning point in world history. 1. It ended over 1,100 years of the Byzantine Empire, the last remnant of the Roman world. 2. It transformed the Ottoman Empire into a global superpower. 3. It changed the balance between East and West, between Christianity and Islam. 4. And it shaped the world's political and cultural landscape for centuries to come. Even today, the fall of Constantinople is remembered with deep emotion. For some, it marks the triumph of Islam over the crumbling Christian empire. For others, it represents the tragic end of a glorious civilization that once preserved art, science, and faith through the Dark Ages. But for historians, it remains one of the most powerful examples of how empires rise and fall, and how every ending brings a new beginning. Finally, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this World History Facts Hub channel.